up until 6 hours. That's good.
That's pretty long.
Look, we are not doing what we and Gab did for the first 3 episodes, which is record from 10 to 5 a.m.
No.
We're not gonna do that again this time.
Yeah, that was crazy. I can't believe you guys did that. I was like, damn, dude, 10 to 5 is
It's not all at once. We did take 2 breaks between each intended episode. So noon 12 o'clock, bumaba kami sa Alpha Mart and bought stuff.
Yeah.
And then we just had a little voice break between episodes 2 and 3. And the energy was very clear that after episode 2 ended, and that Gab was like, oh, finally I can talk in Japanese again. Because he was trying so hard to not talk in Japanese for the entirety of episodes 1 and 2 because those were like really serious topics that he really wanted to get across.
Yeah. I was just, god damn, I can't imagine actually like talking for that long. I mean, sure, long. Yeah. It's 10 to 5 with breaks, but still. Like 10 to 5 is like 7 hours, man.
Nakatulog na ako sa MOA. I mean, you know this because you
Yeah. God damn.
Like, I am still surprised that I still got the 8th done with that heavy sleep deprivation.
Yeah, actually, that was amazing. Oh god, I need to somehow practice 2DX, but don't know how I would.
We're playing DJ Max. Just ang gawin nila natin is let's just play 6B, but always play it on random or something.
Yeah. I should probably do that. They should start doing that.
That's very 2DX meta.
Actually, I bought like the Technica packs, right? And I just
you already bought all 3?
Yeah, I bought all 3. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but personally, I think that the SC charts are a lot more difficult, like compared to the other SC charts. Like on the same difficulty.
Okay. Yeah.
Like Melody was like a 12 SC, but like it was pretty tricky for me.
12? Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
It's a 12. Okay. This is 6B.
6B, yeah, 6B. I haven't tried 4B or 8B yet. I actually have never played 8B.
There's
just too many buttons.
It's just I just don't want to bother trying to learn be in the mental mood to try 8B because like 8B is a completely different beast, even though it also has 6 lanes.
Yeah.
It's essentially 6BFX from the portable games.
Yeah, it really is kind of crazy. It feels like some kind of weird sound Voltex actually, in the sense like Voltex has like 4 lanes, but technically has like 6 buttons.
6 lanes, yeah.
Two lasers. In
so
this case, like lasers. 6 lanes with like 2 effects. So like
2 effects. It's 4B effects, but with lasers.
Yeah, but with lasers. It's really cool TV. Oh man, I should really start doing randoms. I tried doing randoms before on like heavy, like stair heavy maps, which helped a bit. Just to break the stairs. Cause goddamn, I don't know how to do that shit. I need to practice.
I will buy the Technica packs soon. I just need to like load Paymaya and stuff to get it.
Yeah, I feel like it's really worth. I mean, not on PH prices.
Yeah. Look, the Technica packs have some of the best songs in the entire franchise.
Yeah, definitely. Like originally, I was just gonna buy a Technica 1, but I just couldn't ignore 2 and 3. They both also have good songs.
Yeah, same. I mean, personally, I would like Technica 2 the least, but I mean, it has a lot of good stuff in it too because it has Sweet Dream in it.
Yeah, Sweet Dream, man. Just for Sweet Dream, like, okay, I guess I'm gonna shell out the money. I mean, it's good. It's a good thing I'm not using.
I am gonna edit this out.
Sure.
But yeah, okay, yeah. Here's a little story that I'm gonna tell about the recent game that came out. It's Story of Seasons, the new one, the remake of Friends of Mineral Town.
On the Switch, right?
For the Switch.
Yeah.
My sister was insistent on getting the physical version for specifically the Switch. uh, Even though it's a lot cheaper to get it on PC, because the
Right.
PC version was like in PH pricing, it's 1,000 or slightly less than 1,000,
Oh,
995.
wow. That is really cheap, yeah. And like Switch games are like what, $60? So like,
We got ours at Data Blitz for 2,400.
Jesus Christ, can't imagine. I mean, to be fair, like when I had my 3DS, I also bought like physical copies for it. But that's because it's on the 3DS, it's not on the PC.
Yeah, it's a 3D. You can't just replicate 3DS on a PC.
Yeah.
But the reason why my sister was like insistent on getting a physical copy was because it's specifically for the Switch, and she could just take that anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the like I'm not sure if we take that for granted as much, but the Switch's portability is getting a lot more use than I thought it would when I first bought it.
Yeah. I really feel like
I actually, well, to be fair naman kasi, when I first was wanting to get a Switch, like around the first year when it released, when around launch, I actually envisioned the Switch as my like waiting at lines gadget.
Yeah.
Like I would probably just get Breath of the Wild, play a literal hour and a half of it while waiting in line for the bus,
Right.
and then or on the bus kasi parang ayoko naman na to be seen with such a high profile device outside.
Fair, especially in
Because
this
of how
country.
big it is.
Yeah, it
It's
really attracts
so-
attention.
yeah, it really attracts attention because of how big it is. I was not expecting it to be that big, but also it's both smaller than you think and bigger than it needs to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard to like fit in all of the components. To be fair,
But I
yeah.
kind of like it. It's tablet size. It size it
Right.
what it needs to be.
right. The thing that stands out for me about the Switch is the controller. I mean, the controller isn't perfect. Like there's like a lot of problems with it, like the drifting joysticks and whatnot.
I actually never had
the
a problem
fact-
with those yet.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty good. Like for the first few months of the Switch, like there
To
were
be
like
fair, because-
so many people.
I got the second generation Switch, so that's why maybe that's
Yeah,
why.
that's why maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they like tried to fix it in production, but like just the fact that it doesn't need to be like held by both hands. Like for example, if you're playing on a PS4 controller, like a DualShock 4, your hands like necessarily need to be close to each other to hold the thing, right? But like when you like play with the Switch and remove the Joy-Cons from the screen, you can just like literally lie down there and like play with your arms to the sides. It's so comfortable. I didn't think it would be that comfortable. Like I originally was thinking like, oh, the buttons are too small. Like this isn't going to be a very good experience. But then when I actually like held one and like I detached it from the screen and played it, it's actually really natural. It kind of feels like playing with VR controllers actually.
The only real problem I have with the Joy-Cons on their own is how the SL and SR buttons are recessed and they're really small. But that's it. That's
Right.
And that problem is already pretty much fixed as soon as you put in the strap, because you have like bigger buttons that press the buttons for you, and that kind of solves the
actually.
shoulder button problem just
Yeah.
fine.
Like I do feel the Joy-Cons for multiplayer, where you're given one half of the controller for the Switch.
Yeah, it kind of
Like-
feels like the next gen. Like we went back to NES controllers, but
Yeah.
a lot
Except
more
it's
tech.
even smaller.
They're smaller than
yeah.
the NES controller. Yes.
So it does suffer from like usability issues because of that. Like the one player left and right shoulder buttons for that case is like it's really hard to push. So like if you're playing like Mario Kart or something like that, it's kind of hard to use items or drift. But I mean, you're not really playing Mario Kart to be
As
competitive,
someone who
right?
has played in-person four-player Mario Kart recently, it is both as difficult as it says and slightly easier than expected because button mapping can solve some of that.
Right, right. That's actually really good. Like, I'm glad button mapping is getting more popular these days.
Also, more feasible than I first expected. Four-player Smash with only Joy-Cons.
Yeah, yeah. I actually think that when you are going to do four-player Smash, Joy Cons are the way to go. It's like it gives everyone like an equal playing field when it comes to controllers, at least.
We actually had a chance to try out something that's even weirder. Five-player Smash.
Five-player Smash. Where did you guys get the other controller? Like someone had a Procon?
Somebody else, and then there's the other person who was also there also brought controllers. So
Oh wow! Damn, those guys are like big money.
no. Let me explain the situation that happened. So me and my sister, yung family namin, we have one Switch with one set of controllers.
Right.
Tapos the person I'm doing this with, magkapatid din sila. They have also one Switch and one set of controllers. But also, what happened was, yung isa pang sibling ng dalawang yon, bumili din siya ng isang Switch with another set of controllers.
Ooh.
So, what happened was, there was a time na nagkayayaan ng dinner, we were like 9 people, so it's barely legal.
I like barely legal.
Barely
Very
legal.
good.
It's 9 people in the same house. Yes, we are okay. Disclaimer: yes, distancing measures were implemented. Yes, we
Good,
were all
good.
far enough away from each other when we did this.
Oh man, very weird times.
It's a very weird time. So what happened was that we kind of stayed in late, and then nagkaroon ng idea. Let's play Switch. Sure. And then dala-dala din namin yung controllers namin because of course, like, ang saya. It's a bring your own Joy-Cons. It's like it's an unprecedented like multiplayer nature of the Switch. It's so immediate, and I love that. So we tried out 2 games. The first was Heave Ho. We tried Heave Ho for the Switch, which is very teamwork.
Yeah, actually.
If you've seen the game, it's very teamwork.
Oh man, I feel like Switch is so good at those teamwork kind of games. It just excels at it.
It excels at it. And then afterwards, we did 5-player Switch. It was supposed to be 6 players, but one person was being a little bit of a stick and not wanting to join us because like nahiya siya kasi like they were completely new to the game and they didn't want to like embarrass themselves. Especially because there was me and the other guys who were like super competitive at it.
That's understandable, actually.
My sister is a competitive. Well, currently she's meaning Kirby.
Ooh.
She means Kirby.
Damn.
I forgot yung. The other guy who was there was meaning Meta Knight, and I wasn't. And I'm the annoying Ness main.
Oh god, no! The PK fire spam.
I try and not do that as much as possible kasi alam ko yung mga kalaban ko eh. I don't PK fire spam.
Yeah, that's good. Like PK fire, but PK fire spam is like really effective on like multiplayer.
On multiplayer, but ang madalas yung nangyayari is like I know how the other players move, so I'm trying to use their Ness's neutral B instead
Yeah,
to catch them in the air.
Oh man, it's been so long since I last played Smash. Actually,
Although
I don't have a Switch.
basically, what else? Yung PK fire ko, nagagamit ko siya when I'm trying to use my side smash. It's hard. Okay, ito nga lang. It kind of like fails a little bit because we're using Joy-Cons because I have to use that. The default mapping for smash attacks in using just Joy-Cons is 2 buttons. Basically, you're going to be using A and B
Right.
at the same time. And trying to A and B while holding the
Not joy.
directional button is not easy.
Yeah. Definitely. Especially on a small controller like that.
So it's either magiging forward A, side A siya, which means it's gonna be yung parang yes, as an attack where it's gonna like push forward with a projectile. The other one is PK fire. But I was trying to be like to use the baseball bat kasi that's basically one of Ness's best finisher moves.
Oh man.
It's also so satisfying to look at. Like kid
Very.
has just baseball bat like eat the opponent.
Yeah, this is fucking amazing actually. Wow, there's just so much like the little animations in Smash is amazing. The attention to detail.
I know that Ness main is like not necessarily looked upon as being very good in meta, so I'm just I'm trying to diversify my characters.
Warning. Warning. This following section contains casual and possibly incorrect discussion of characters from Smash Ultimate. Please advise that everything Denryu and Ralphinium discuss here is purely anecdotal and based on personal experiences only, and must not be taken too seriously as both people are not actual competitive players of Smash Ultimate.
I'm trying to learn all 3 links, but I have a bias towards 2 Link because I like the cel-shaded 2 Link, even though I know he's objectively like the least favored one.
Yeah, actually, I feel like people think that Toon Link is. I don't know. I feel like all the links are like equally interesting at least.
Because they're all different weight classes.
They're all different, yeah.
They're all different weight classes.
And like, yeah, sure, they kind of share similar movesets, but the flavor of their each game is like
I
still
like
there.
using Young Link the best because mas pinakasanay ako sa projectiles niya.
Yeah.
So
medyo weird nga yung yung delayed bombs ni like actual Link.
I also tried learning Fox and then bigla na realize ko that my playstyle is better suited for Wolf instead of Fox.
I actually see more Wolf than Fox.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
Wolf is too fast. Fox is too fast rather.
Yeah,
Fox
I feel
is
like
too fast for me.
Fox requires a bit more finesse. Like Fox is like a strong character on their right hands, something like that. But meanwhile, Wolf you could actually like do good without as much training. But Wolf is still good, like right.
Wolf is better for my playstyle because Wolf covers less horizontal distance but slightly more vertical distance.
Yeah,
Kasi diagonal lang
it's
dash niya.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit safer, especially like out of the arena.
Unfortunately, this is also dependent sa stage, and especially if you're using normal stages, which we sometimes use because we sometimes use normal stages kung more than 4 players kami. If 4 or more kami.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Because
I don't think there's like any use to playing the hardcore stages, the hardcore competitive stages.
just Battlefield. Kasi, I mean,
Yeah.
and also for sword characters, I find that I'm most drawn to Marth, Marth, Shulk, and Cloud. And Cloud is interesting to me because like the way people play in general, they're so preoccupied that I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna like.
You can charge limit.
I'm just gonna sit here and just charge limit.
It's fucking amazing. Yeah, actually, of the sword characters, I feel like, especially for like multiplayer, Cloud gets like the least attention in battle. Like people like are fighting and they're just sitting there like, yeah, I'm gonna meditate here, boys.
I'm actually surprised at how not flashy Cloud's moves are.
Yeah, actually,
Especially compared to
Cloud
the other...
is very simple. Weirdly enough,
yeah.
Sure, like he has the whole mechanic of charging his limit break and like having to charge it when he's doing nothing, but like the variety of moves he has is actually pretty low. I mean, I think that's pretty normal for sword characters, except for like the special cases like Violet. Violet isn't really a sword character, but
Wait, really?
she has
How
she has a
does
sword.
Kasi, alam ko,
the thing-
supposedly multi-weapon in heavy air quotes.
Yes.
Si Violet.
Yes. Like, technically, she has a sword, but it transforms. And it has a bow form and like a spear form, and it just gives her so much more options than the normal sword character. Like, if you think Chrom, for example, or Marth, they literally just slash things.
Well, we actually have a lot of Corins sa
Yes,
namin,
yes.
sa fights namin. People use
I
Corin a
feel
lot.
like I feel like
I think for all of the
Violet
Fire
is-
Emblem characters, I think Corin, at least in our friend circle, is the one that people use the most.
Corrin is one of those weird Fire Emblem characters. I feel like if you look at most of Robin is kind of weird too, but like Corrin is weirder, IMO, and then Violet is like the weirdest out of all of them. Like
I think Nintendo is aware that this is Violet is like the 8th Fire Emblem character in this game, so we need to like put something for that in order to make that character stand out.
Yeah, I think so too. Like when people heard that Violet was being added to Smash,
It was it was such a salt.
the opinion was just so bad, like so negative. Like people were like, "Oh, not another sword character."
I mean, it's understandable that they would think that way.
Yeah. Like the game does suffer from having too many samey characters, even if like they have their own niche. But yeah, they really tried it by Violet to like make her him like weird and creative, and I think I think it worked. Like
I own
she
none
was-
of the DLC
you own none of the DLC, yeah. that's
except Joker,
fair. Joker, man. Like
and only because I want to play Last Surprise during.
God.
Never say
God, what an amazing DLC character, actually. Like,
Sorry, you were saying. I think I interrupted you when you were trying to say something about Violet.
I don't know, like what I was trying to say is like, yeah, when it comes to DLC, like, I think Nintendo tries really hard to like make DLC characters unique and interesting to look at, while interesting to play as. Like, I think they like failed with that for some of the DLCs. Like, I know Banjo and Kazooie is like pretty interesting to look at, but playing as Banjo and Kazooie is pretty restrictive because you have this strong side. Was it side V? I forgot. You have this strong move, but you can only use it 5 times per life. Like per stop. I was like,
Per stop, okay, interesting.
why is this limited per stock? I mean, sure, it's pretty strong, but so in the end, I feel like Banjo and Kazooie is like it's interesting, but not a lot of people were like actually interested in playing as him.
Huh.
So yeah, I think of course DLC is they need to sell, they need to make money, so they really need to make the Smash DLCs like really good. And I feel like Joker is like the definitive like DLC character. Violet is up there, but she doesn't beat Joker. Like, god damn, I wouldn't call myself like a Smash Ultimate connoisseur or anything. I watch some, but I'm not really like competitive or anything like that. But from what I can see, at least Joker's really good. Like when he was released, he was amazing. Like the amount of recovery he has and like the amount of damage he can deal. Usually when you get damaged in Smash, it's not a good thing. But for certain characters like Joker, getting damage is like, yes, hit me more. Give me more power. And it's like, that's kind of counterintuitive, but for a game where you get hit a lot, and getting hit makes you stronger, or at least gives you more tools when you like reach a certain limit. It's not like Cloud, where once he gets his limit break, he gets to use it for one move, right? Joker gets to like have the super power mode, and like, well, I guess I'm gonna die now for the enemy. actually, speaking of like interesting DLC characters, Hero was really interesting, especially
Dragon
in
Quest Hero.
launch. Yeah. Oh my god. Who thought like the amount of RNG this guy has is amazing, by the way. Like,
At least I like that. At least the game at least gives you the option to choose which one you're playing as.
yeah, actually.
There's like four.
There's so many.
There's like four
Yeah.
four variants of the Dragon Quest Hero, depending on which game it's from.
Yeah, that's really good. They couldn't really like have each and every hero as a different character, so they.
There's like how many games? 13, 14?
I think there's 13. Yeah, or was it 12?
I think it's 13.
Somewhere around those numbers. Yeah, there's like too many goddamn Dragon Quest games. I should probably play one of those.
Sorry, 11.
Oh, there's 11. Well, that's just counting the mainline games.
Just the
right?
mainline games.
Yeah. If you count like builders and like the other side games, there's like probably more.
I actually
So much
almost
more.
wanted the route of, because for the characters who can do that, I actually would have wanted to like do that for say Mega Man, because Mega Man is a character that like I grew up playing a lot of Mega Man games, but specifically specifically the Battle Network line. It's nice that they gave us the option to be Rockman EXE using the Mii Gunner. That was fine. I
Right.
bought that.
But you couldn't really be like Rockman as Mecha Man. It was like,
Sorry,
Pretty
you
weird.
don't have the option to change skins like that. Kasi palette
Yeah.
swaps lang regular, because the Mega Man in the main character is like just the classic one, which is fine. I'm fine,
fine.
with all of the other ones being like part of the final Smash as it is. That's just,
that's true. That's true.
and because of this reason, it's one of my favorite final Smash animations in the game.
Yeah, that's really like big nostalgia bait. Nostalgia bait.
I
But
grew
yeah,
up playing a lot of X and EXE games, so Battle Network.
right.
So the X games for what else? There was also ZX, but I didn't get to play a lot of that for DS.
I actually
Sorry, Mega Man Zero and ZX. Zero pala. It was Zero first.
yeah, Zero and ZX were like the games I played. I really love those games. Like I didn't really get into Mega Man until the DS games.
The DS games.
Yeah, and by that point it was like the older games were a bit hard to play, or like you had to like emulate them and stuff, or they're just really harder games because
For
Let's
me,
be
it was a
real.
mix of both, actually. Okay, so let's pivot the discussion a little bit to DS, because like the DS, well, actually, Nintendo handhelds in general were such a big part of our formative lives, I think.
oh yeah, definitely, like not especially in the Philippines, like big consoles a lot of people had it, like PS1 and PS2. But like for the most part, they were pretty expensive. So like handhelds I feel like were cheaper. And I feel like that's why I had one of like my first ever gaming thing was a Game Boy Advance. That was something that my father, I think, it is my father, bought for me. We eventually did get like a PlayStation, like an old PlayStation 1 from a relative, like a hand-me-down. But like the very first gaming thing I had was like the Game Boy Advance, and I played like Pokemon on that thing for like forever. God, and obviously that was like my first foray into the world of piracy, but that's another
That's
talk
another
already.
issue.
Like, yeah.
But which version? Which version of the Game Boy Advance did you own?
I had the OG, like,
The OG, the purple
the purple
N-Gage.
bluish thing.
The N-Gage was a ripoff of the of the GBA.
Yeah, that's true. I did eventually get the SP2. Like, I gave my old Game Boy Advance my brother, and I got the SP, which had like backlights and stuff. I was like, oh, amazing!
The SP had
Contained
backlights,
the dark.
yeah.
I can play in the dark now without a fucking flashlight.
Yeah,
Awesome.
people with Game Boy Advances the SP was like such a status symbol for elementary school age us.
Yeah, that is true. Like I remember carrying the Game Boy SP to school, which is obviously like a big no-no because you're not supposed to bring gaming things to school. Like
Yeah.
when I showed it to like my friends, like, whoa, bro, how'd you get that? Like, obviously got me like a lot of friends after that.
Well, that's interesting.
Man, yeah.
I never
yeah,
actually
like,
owned the GBA, so all of my experiences with it were emulation.
emulation.
Yeah,
yeah.
But to answer, since you said that your first gaming anything was a GPA, I'm gonna share mine. My first gaming device that I ever owned in my life was a Japanese Super Famicom.
Whoa.
We got it
Like
from
a legit?
like a thrift store somewhere in Japan. It was old. It was being thrown out. So we got it secondhand. We got a secondhand Super Famicom, and all the games in it were Japanese. Well, I only owned 2 games on it. Period. The first one was Yoshi's Island, which is one of my very first video games ever. I beat it.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty amazing. One of my formative experiences was Yoshi's Island, and then
Yeah,
Chrono
Yoshi
Trigger.
is-
And Chrono Trigger basically changed my life. Unfortunately,
Trigger's-
what age was I then? I was 7. I was
Ah.
7 when I got Chrono Trigger. But the thing is, 7-year-old me apparently did not have the brain because I didn't know what RPGs. I did not know what RPG mechanics were. So there was a
Right.
point in the game where I just couldn't go. Couldn't move past. It was a sequence in the future portion of the game where you had to fight a boss, and I just kept. Why isn't it being defeated? Because I just keep doing all the tasks. But apparently, what I didn't get at the time was that, for some reason, it never occurred to me that the game is wanting me to destroy the 2 familiars that are next to the boss first. And so I never beat the game while I still owned my Super Famicom before it disappeared.
That's interesting.
So it took me another year or 2 until I started emulating SNES games, where I started playing the actual English version of Chrono Trigger, where I figured out that that's what you were supposed to do. Really, like wow, the me from 2 years ago was so dumb.
I mean, to be fair, getting to that point, right?
That was like-
especially with
It's like 4 hours
in a
into the game.
language. Well, 4 hours into a game is pretty long already.
I still knew Japanese then.
Yeah,
But
especially like
I guess.
that.
But then again, I was also 7 and I did not take any kanji lessons.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different skill to like read Japanese,
Yeah.
right? So like for 7-year-old you, that would have been. How did you actually play that? I mean, you didn't understand a lot of things, obviously.
Well, I
So
did for
how was
most
the
part, yeah.
experience? So were you just blindly guessing things?
No, I figure that I mean there are things that are pretty easy to understand because so I am Chrono. I met this girl at the fair. Something is going wrong with my best friend's time traveling apparatus, and I now have to follow her into the past or whatever. Yeah, that part I got.
Right.
But for some reason, everything past that, when I was like, wait, what's going on? Why are so I'm at the castle. Oh, where's Marley? And I'm like, I got the order of events wrong. This is the second time you go back, since you go back to the present after defeating something in the past. And then once you go back to the castle, you're kind of imprisoned for suspecting to kidnap Marley.
Yeah.
And so once you get past that, so you escape from prison, and then you get cornered into a portal, and that takes you into the future. After that, that's where the game started losing me because like, what's going on? What happened to the world? What it says 2300 AD, and I was like, what?
What? Chrono Trigger is I feel like if you play Chrono Trigger, even in English as a child, I think you'd still be losing a lot of context. It's a really weird game.
Kid me was like, but I saved her. Like, why am I being arrested? Why am I being arrested by the castle guards? And I'm like,
oh god.
I didn't realize what was exactly going on at the time.
Man, that's true. I actually like I think that's something like all of us had an like experience as a kid when we were playing anything. Like I remember playing Warcraft 1 when I was I think 6. And like
The
all I
first
know
Warcraft
is
one? Oh yeah, that's pretty interesting.
yeah, the first Warcraft game. And like all I know is like, ooh, I build farm, ooh, I build unit, I build footmen, I make footmen smash orc, I win. Like, you know, the actual story, like something about orcs and humans hating each other.
Yeah, it's nice that we our experiences, our very first experiences in gaming were like that, because my very first video game ever was playing Sonic 2 on my cousin's Sega Genesis.
Whoa.
Wait,
this is the first time I'm hearing someone play on a Sega Genesis, by the way.
Yeah,
I mean, the Sega Genesis wasn't popular here, but damn.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I didn't actually ask him how they got in. It was probably something from an import shop. Because
well, like if you ask people in the Philippines, like, what consoles have you owned or what consoles have you played at, right?
So my very first games ever were Sonic 2, and Sonic 2 is pretty basic. You just get to the end, just collect rings, not get hit, hit Eggman a bunch of times, you make it to the end. And the other one was Golden Axe, which is a beat 'em up, and like it completely we mechanics completely eluded our 7-year-old minds for that.
Yeah, actually, like a lot of games had. Like, what game made me like really go, what is happening? I remember this. I'm not sure if it was a Famicom game, but I remember a game where you're like a ghost or something and you blow a bubble. And like you're supposed to like lead the bubble somewhere and like not get into traps and stuff.
You're a ghost. Oh, is it this? Hold on.
I'm not sure if it was a
Is it this?
ghost. No, I think it was older than that. Wait, let me see if I can find the game like that.
But yeah, you're asking about like game experiences that completely like lose you, and like you don't know what's going on, but you play it anyway.
Yeah.
I forgot how exactly you would play something like this, but one of my neighbors owned a device, which is basically like bootleg NES games. I think it's one of those. It's one of those bootleg NES compilation, like 401 cartridge kind of things.
Yeah.
And there was always a game on it where you're like maneuvering tanks around, and we had no idea how to play it.
Oh, wait, is this? I feel like was this like played on a top level view?
Yes,
like a 2D game.
So there's the screen is like two halves, and then there's a top half and a bottom half, and there's like this square enclosure on each side where your tanks come from, and then you just have to like, destroy your way to the other side. And you have, and then there's like a eagle shaped thing that you're trying to not get destroyed. I think that's the one.
Yeah, I remember that game. I forgot what it's called, but I actually like the game.
But we never could figure it out. We never could figure it out because like the movement in it makes no sense.
Definitely. Like the game never really told you like what to do, right? It was like here's the game. Have fun. Oh yeah, by the way, the game I was talking about was Bubble Ghost.
Oh, Bubble
It
Ghost.
was apparently made for the OG Game Boy. So it wasn't for the Famicom. Wait, no, it wasn't for the Game Boy. Sorry, it was for the Atari.
Okay.
And then it got ported to the Game Boy.
Oh, okay.
It was for the Commodore 64, MS-DOS. I played the Game
Oh
Boy
yeah.
version.
Look at this. The Game Boy version is completely different.
Yeah, definitely, right? Like the Game Boy version looks so primitive, and that's a version I actually remember. Black and white.
Or
There's this
wait.
ghost
Did
thing.
you own the original Game Boy, or just emulated?
This was no, This was on the Game Boy Advanced. I had like one of those pirated cartridges.
Okay.
And one of the games.
So what would that
Is
look
that-
like? Because on an original Game Boy, it would be either black or white or just green. Because like the Game Boy screen was like really green.
From what I remember, this was black. Like yeah, the screen of the Game Boy isn't exactly black or white, right? It was greenish tint,
Yeah.
and then it can only show like black lines. That's how it looked like, and it was like horrible. And it didn't really help that this game didn't really give, at least from what I remember, didn't really give instructions like
yeah.
you're a ghost, you're floating around, and then there's a bubble, and you can blow on it. Have fun.
Yeah.
Like a lot of early games are like that. I feel like we really take for granted how games these days have these elaborate tutorials to teach us, like to teach new players in general just how to play the game or how to enjoy the game properly.
Oh yeah, remember
Whereas,
when
like, old
game
games-
manuals was a thing?
Oh yeah, definitely.
We are a little old. We are a little too young to have gotten through that. We're digital native. We're part of the digital native, like late millennial
Yes.
kind of generation.
Yeah.
That it's we don't necessarily have like game manuals anymore.
True.
But also we were also at around the same time as like Famicom age, where like games didn't really hold your hand as much. Actually, no.
Right.
Those are the games we did play. Those did come with the manuals, but considering how we got our games, which are often like just carts, on their own,
There's
they
really
have
no
like,
chance
the
of
proper
us
game
getting
packaging,
the actual
or
manuals.
worse, emulated. Not really worse. It's more of like it's even more detached from the physical for the original form of what it once was, and like we're missing some of that experience because we don't have the thing that's supposed to tell you how to play.
Or like if we ever actually had the manuals, well, it won't be on our hands. It'll be like on our parents' hands or something like that. It's unfortunate.
Also, by the way, Gabby is still not nakatulog siguro siya.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
if
wouldn't
he
be
actually, like,
surprised. I wouldn't be
slept.
surprised if he like
Yeah, like he's been busy
Oo.
recently.
Oo.
So many things happening in
And also the fact that like back to school na siya ulit. Yeah, he's
yeah, actually, something really sad, bitch. Like Philippines isn't really in a good spot still when it comes to quarantine and stuff. And having to go back to school is just I don't envy students right now.
yeah. My sister is starting college again like in 2 weeks.
Yeah, actually, my brother got really screwed by the quarantine. Like he was supposed to like take the boards this October. I mean, like that's not gonna happen, obviously. So like he has to find some other things to do, like get a job, but he can't really use his degree yet because he hasn't passed the boards yet. So he has to like do other online jobs. Not that they're bad, but like
Let's assume that Gab really did fall asleep.
yeah, probably did.
He probably did, and kasi siya ang nagsabi ng ganitong oras and like it's so out of character for him to just bail.
It's either he fell asleep or some internet problem happened.
Kasi like stuck siya offline eh. Or
Yeah.
naka-idle yung kanyang status ngayon and I can't
Actually, like yesterday, around 4:30 p.m., we actually lost electricity.
In your area.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was like just a street of houses with no electricity. Everyone else,
that's so weird.
everyone else had like electricity, and like this specific street was like, nope, no electricity for you. Apparently, like a transformer blew up or something due to the rain. I think it got struck by a lightning bolt or something.
Yeah, but the thing is, an interesting thing about that is that whenever that happens here, it's always a very large enough block of street. So yeah, that's gonna be that's a huge.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people obviously were like, wait, why don't we have electricity? What the hell happened? And everyone like called it like 4:30 sharp, like called the what do you call that? The house owners association. Yeah, the homeowners, sorry. Like, hey, excuse us, we don't have electricity on the street. I was like, okay, how the homeowner's like, okay, we're gonna contact Madralco for you guys. And then these guys are like, okay, we're gonna go to your place at 12 in the midnight. 8 hours of no electricity is like...
Oh, yeah, that sucks, yeah.
I can understand having no internet. No internet is like, whatever, I have like offline games to play.
Yeah,
but no electricity is like, how do you even reach anyone like that? I was fortunate that I had mobile data, but the reception in our area is really bad. So I'm thinking something that could have happened to Gab too. Like, or maybe just really fast.
But kasi nangyari is like, yeah, we are supposedly in this like outage thing. Our internet was affected, although we didn't lose that much connectivity. We had a little bit of spotty internet today, but download speed was mostly fine as long as you did connect.
Actually, like, I didn't have much problems today. Maybe tomorrow.
Baka tomorrow.
Like,
either way,
on the online games I play.
Either way, we have Monday. Kasi ito yung alternate time. Kasi if Gab doesn't make it today, sabihin ko nilang, are you okay if ever na to do this again on Monday?
I think I'm okay with that. But yeah, I think Gab is the limiter here with his very busy schedule.
But here's an interesting thing: we're doing it just fine.
Actually,
we are already at 52 minutes, and like there's 75% of this content is usable.
I'm actually surprised that it's been that long since we started. Like, I felt like it was like only like 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
Like, I did look at the time and like, oh, whoa, we're already at 54, 52 minutes.
So imagine this, except happening like 3 times for each of the 2-hour things.
Oh my god! Yeah, I can see how you guys. Yeah, I can see now how you guys like actually lasted for that long. It's really easy
we have conversations where the mall is already closed, Bose is already closed, and we're still like somewhere near the rear parking building of SM North. We're still talking at like 3 a.m. outside.
That's true. It's so easy to like lose track of time, and you're like, there's this constant flow of information.
Gab has tweeted about this. Like oh, why did we not record this? Because we discussed a lot of like YouTuber related things that would have been episode 4.
Yeah. That would have been like really good content, especially
Actually,
with how things are going right now.
Let's wait. What did we last talk about? Because we can just like wrap that up really quick before maybe we could just take over. Ako na lang let's just talk about yung sinasabi ni Gavin. Ako na lang yung magde-lead if ever.
Sure, I think that works a bit. Yeah,
that might work. I mean, if Gab can't make it, then maybe.
If he like gave like a bunch of like talking topics, something like that.
He only gave me one, specifically super chat etiquette, and I actually don't know what he means exactly by this.
Super chat what?
Super chat etiquette.
Super chat etiquette. Wow. Yeah, actually, that's a very interesting.
The intended topic for this session was supposed to be we were discussing Gen 5 and Holo EN.
Yeah. Especially since Halloween is like very interesting.
Look, yes, like it actually gave me a motivation to start watching VTubers again. So it was Gen 4 and Kanata. And then I fell into a little bit of like the Nijisanji hole too, in between.
Yeah.
Okay, let's teka lang. I don't know what we were previously talking about before this. We were discussing
Oh, no.
Bubble Ghost, like the game, and
Yeah, actually, wait.
ASPs. Okay.
On the next episode of Tawagoto Café.
Okay, hold on. That just gave me an idea.
Yeah.
Let's tier list.
Oh my god.
So this segment now just officially becomes Ralphinium officially ranks tier list of all the Smash characters. Of course, it has to exist, right? Hold on.
That's true.
Hold on. We have a little bit of an executive decision here because the tier lists don't work. Well, so much for that. I'll just edit that out.